A second Bay Area woman says crooks applied for a COVID-19 business loan in her name, even though she's never even owned a business.
In Pennsylvania, 10,000 inmates illegally applied for benefits from behind bars, potentially stealing millions of dollars.
You have been scammed. Those are 4 words you never want to hear in the same sentence directed at you. But the truth is, many people have been scammed over the last 12 months. And right now, fraud is at an all-time high. There's PPP fraud, unemployment insurance fraud, tax refund fraud, and so much more. So in this video, I want to hip you to 5 ways scammers are stealing your government money and what you can do to protect yourself. Stay tuned. Hey there, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Sean with Life Accounting, the accounting company that saves people from high taxes and low profits. Listen, if you find any value throughout this video, please support us by hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm. All right, let's dive in. So of course, throughout the last year and even now in 2021, there have been a lot of unfortunate events and many people have faced financial hardship. And as a result, there has been a lot of free government money handed out to support people. Unfortunately, a lot of scammers are taking advantage of people who are getting hung up in the system and at the same time have dire needs. So what scammers try to do is they try to get your personal information such as your social security number, your date of birth, and much more. Which brings me to the first thing you need to be out on the lookout for when it comes to scammers, which is calls, texts, and emails from the IRS. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know in 2021 there has been a massive tax refund delay and scammers are doing everything they can to take advantage of it. And some of them are actually getting away with it. So what they do is they try to call you and act like they're responding to a request about your refund check. And when they find out you haven't received your refund check, they act surprised and then they go on to ask you for your social security number and your bank account information so they can look for your refund. And the next thing you know, they've either gotten off the phone with you or they try to continue milking you for more information. So they go on trying to get information about your spouse, your kids, where you live, and much more. But listen, the IRS will never call you, text you, or email you in regards to your tax refund. Heck, it's hard to get the IRS on the phone when you call them. So I doubt they have enough time or staff to call or text you about your tax refund. Now, the main way the IRS will correspond with you is through mail or through their official website and app. And usually when they do contact you, it's not about your refund. It's about what you owe them or your tax liability. Now, the second way scammers get you is with what I call the hurry and do this so you can get your money now technique. I repeat, the hurry and do this so you can get your money now technique. So this can be applied to almost anything. So scammers will try to use your desires to get your money fast against you. So somehow they hack or they get a database of a specific group of people. So I want you to think about a list of people who just applied for a PPP loan or a list of people who may qualify for unemployment checks. So what the scammer would do is they will reach out to you and say something like, hey, we received your application for your PPP loan and we just want to make sure that you actually got your funds. And if you don't have your funds, then now you become a target. So they immediately try to pry information from you and they say something like, oh no, let me make sure you get your money right now. What's your date of birth? And what they do is they try to slow roll you. So scammers will ask for a lot of small pieces of information before they go after the big ones like your social security number. Now, this is one of those ones where you have to exercise a little bit of your own thinking and your own street smarts. Because the key takeaway here is that if someone is rushing you and using your desire to get money fast, then be aware of it, take your time, because they might be scamming you. Moving on to the third way that people get scammed are through fake websites. Listen, I've seen so many questionable applications from well-designed websites, and the design makes them look so official. But you need to be careful. I mean, scammers nowadays are registering domain names, they're paying for hosting, they're getting SSL certificates, and they're going through a lot just to set up their plan. And one of the things you need to do is triple check domain names. For example, if you are applying with something on bankofamerica.com, then make sure that every single letter in Bank of America is correct. Scammers will often try to use an extra letter, like using bankofamerica.com with an extra A, or they'll try to add something in a plural sense like banksofamerica.com. Now, the good news is that when most of these companies find these fraudulent websites, they quickly take them down and set up a redirect to the real website. But of course, fake websites still pop up every day. So definitely be aware of fake websites and applications that ask you for your sensitive information. What I would do is try only using links from official websites instead of clicking on links from texts or emails or other third-party sources. The fourth way scammers get you are through saved passwords or the Apple Passwords feature. So closely following fraud is theft. And some people will steal your devices. They'll steal your computer, your laptop, and your phones. But scammers aren't always interested in the device itself. Sometimes they just want your information. And they know that you probably have some passwords stored in some files or some notes on your computer. Scammers also know that it's common for people to save their passwords for their browsers and their applications right on their device. For example, Apple has a new convenient feature called Passwords where you basically can store your passwords so you don't have to remember them all. But of course, that can work against you because scammers can try to hack into that passwords feature. And what's worse is scammers know that people typically use the same password over and over and over again. So if they get one or two of your passwords, they could have access to everything in your life. So obviously the main call to action here is to keep your devices and your passwords protected. Now there are also some free password protectors that you can use out there, one of which called LastPass, which can help you keep up with all your passwords and stay protected. Now, the last way that I have that scammers can get you is through social proof. Listen, nowadays scammers have multiple fake accounts that all work together and create social proof. And this is something that we've been seeing a lot of in our own YouTube comments. Here's an example. As you can see, this is a comment from a fake account that has 9 likes and 3 very positive replies. And the scammers are trying to get you to believe that this comment is real and the person they're promoting is also real. Now, an obvious sign of a fake comment is when the comment has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the actual content, or there's just an exaggerated amount of support for that particular comment. All right, now since you made it this far, I have one bonus way that you can avoid getting scammed, and that is be aware of impersonation. So people will often take advantage of other brands and their likeness to try to scam their fans. Here's another example of a channel that is acting like Life Accounting. Now, if you look closely, you'll find that the user's name is pinned by Life Accounting, which is actually a clever username because when we actually pin a comment, it says exactly that. Pinned by Life Accounting. But when you click on the profile, you can clearly see that it is not Life Accounting. So you should also know that we would never ask for your personal information in a YouTube comment, and other popular brands likely won't either. So if you are a big fan of someone, make sure you verify that the person you're talking to is actually real and you're not being catfished before you give out any personal information. Now, these are just my 5/6 ways that people get scammed, but I'm sure there are others. Do you know of any? Make sure you tell us in the comment section below. But for now, I just want to end with this. When it comes to your personal information, such as your social security number or your bank account information, confirm, confirm that you are working with the right business or professional. And after you're done confirming, confirm just one more time. All right, well, I hope that helps. If it did, make sure you don't forget to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe, and check out our other videos coming up next.